What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? The purpose of this video here is I just want to reflect on the past year that I've had, just being back on the BMX bike, and just kind of talk about what's transpired from my first little relearning series video to present day. As you can see, I have a guest spot today. My guest today, or the guest of honor in this certain video. Let's see if he makes it the whole video. He might not. It's a little windy out. He's still sleeping. This is Elijah. If you might be wondering, is he going to be okay in this chair next to me? He could fall. He could break. Well, if you break one, it's fine because I have another one. Elijah is a twin. Twin's name is Weston. They are not identical, thank goodness, because, well, I'd be in trouble. But moving forward, I want to talk about where I was past a year ago. Unfortunately, I was not riding my BMX bike at all. Probably prior to 12 to 13 months ago, I maybe rode my BMX bike twice in 3 to 4 years, which is kind of unfortunate, being that was a big part of my life growing up. It's totally out of bikes, just working a normal job. Everything was just, I would say, a normal person life. Nothing crazy. And then I started seeing, I have a good friend of mine, Bobby. You can follow him on Instagram. Bobby Rides Bikes. Lives down in Bentonville, Arkansas, and he's a really big mountain bike dude. I grew up riding BMX bikes with him forever. Seeing all the videos of mountain bike stuff, it just seemed super fun. So talking to him, I bought a full suspension mountain bike, just started riding, moved on to doing some enduro races. I competed in the Northwest Arkansas Enduro Series. I believe that's what it's called. Did really well, won a handful of them in my age group. The riding and the racing mountain bikes just reignited the fire of just bikes, period. Speaking on mountain bikes, I'm just gonna talk to you about a little bit of the fun that I had on mountain bikes. Oh, hey, hush it. We need to get this done, son. We need to get this done. There we go. Hey, we're back at it. I started with the enduro racing. Super fun to an extent. I have a very competitive mindset, and it got to the point where it wasn't as fun as it was right at the beginning. It was the I need to win mindset, and I just didn't really enjoy that all that much. It was wonderful until I felt like my competitive side was just being a little too much. It was getting to be a little less fun and more about wanting to win. I ended up just doing the last enduro race. It was really good because I just did it with a group of dudes, and we left last, and we were the last ones back in, and it was probably the most fun I've had. And I had just turned it into, I didn't really mind how the day went. Ended up doing well. I think I was on the podium, second or third. That's besides the point. Ended up doing well, and I decided that was it for the racing. And the next year after that, we did a few mountain bike trips. Well, not mountain bike trips. Me and my wife went on a vacation, and this is where I'm going to get to. On vacation, we were able to go down and ride Angel Fire Bike Park in New Mexico. First proper downhill park that I've ever been to, and oh my goodness. So right now, we're gonna get to some videos. We're gonna watch just a couple videos to show you the kind of mountain biking that I enjoy. So I'll throw it on the screen here. This is I'm gonna show you a couple clips from Angel Fire. This top one here would be Upper Supreme. This is all just GoPro footage on the helmet. It's really hard to really see how steep and wild this certain trail was. So yeah, here I'll break off here and show you for a little bit of this. Yo, there we go. Next clip here. This would be the last mountain bike clip that we're showing here. This is just showing the stuff that I enjoy riding. I do not care to do tricks, take my hands or feet off on a mountain bike for whatever reason. I would just like to ride the roughest, gnarliest, fastest stuff. And this certain clip here, this is actually I believe it's upper downhill World Cup track at Angel Fire. From what I understand, years and years ago, this was an actual downhill race track, for whatever you want to call it. Unbelievably rough. Only got to ride down this one time, and this was one of those trails that instantly I regretted going down alone. Never been down it before, so I'm kind of just clunking my way through it. But regardless, this is the stuff that I enjoyed. You know, preferably you'd want to ride a trail like this 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times to be able to just, you know, what I would like to just blast through it. Moving on to the first few BMX clips. While my little homie gets a little grumpy over here, don't you worry about that. And we got neighbors doing stuff in the background. We got all kinds of noise here today. But first 3 clips are pretty early on in my little relearning series videos I was doing. So let's go ahead and give it a go here. Got the first clip. It's just a 3-whip. I believe this was the first video. And you know, most people would say, why is the first relearning series a 3-whip? Well, that was just one of my tricks that I've always been comfortable with, especially on a box jump that I've been riding for 20 years. So that's just, you know, it doesn't make any sense, I understand, but just deal with it, I guess. You know? It doesn't make any sense, but it's much more comfortable for me. And then moving on to the second clip here for BMX is 540 tail whip, tail taps. It's a trick that I would say is on the extremely hard level. And you know, I can't remember which video it is, but you know, regardless, one of those tricks that I was extremely stoked on. You know, we're just gonna keep it moving here. You know, new clips here. The next one. This is a little farther into the relearning series videos. We got a 540 Hurricane. It's on a smaller quarter pipe, but nonetheless, a 540 Hurricane. You know, and I am happy to say that, you know, did it first try. So I'm going to show you probably multiple times here. But that's another trick that I've been doing for a very long time. So it just I'm very happy to get these tricks like back, you know, to where I can do them, you know, just about every time that I try them. All right, moving on. You notice my guest of honor he's disappeared. He's getting a little too grumpy. Took him inside. I don't know if the breeze was bothering him, whatnot, but Mama's taking care of him. Next clip, so this is one of the relearning series videos. I can't remember which one it is. So from here on, we're just not going to say they're relearning series videos. They're just clips. They're just clips. So these are in Iowa City, Iowa, old concrete park that's been there for, gosh, I don't know how long. It's been probably 20 years, close to 20 years, maybe more. I'm gonna look here. First clip, I believe, is it's a 360 hop up manual to, you can call it a 360 tail tap around on a quarter pipe. One of the old tricks that I just enjoyed doing. I grew up with a skate park that had a 6-foot quarter with a deck that was 20 feet deep, so you had plenty of room to learn these type of tricks. Next clip here is let's see here. Oh, we got a bar spin to disaster, and I'm coming back around and I'm gonna do bar spin disaster but opposite spin. That's a new one for me. The bar spin disaster, done that many a times, but the spinning opposite, the still regular bar to disaster, that's a new one for me actually in this time frame of, you know, riding again. So just pretty happy, you know, like just at the end of the day, all this stuff just makes me just super happy to be just riding again. Makes me feel like my old self. All right, this next clip is actually a video that I've put on YouTube. We're gonna watch the whole video here. This is a video in Bentonville, Arkansas with the Bobby, who I mentioned earlier in this video. This is actually at Kohler Mountain Bike Reserve, and this is the famous drop the hammer. I believe it's the biggest drop in Bentonville. Very, very famous, spot to go on mountain bikes. There's many videos of, people doing drop the hammer on their mountain bikes. And the very first time I went and rode mountain bikes and, did this drop on a full suspension bike, I thought to myself, I could tail whip down this drop. I really could. And mind you, this is before I'm riding BMX bikes again. And so it's just like, I feel pretty stoked to have put that out there early on that I wanted to do this. Started riding, I'm gonna pause the video here. Started riding a lot more BMX bikes, and the more I got comfortable riding, I was just like, this drop kept coming back to me in my head. I was going to Bentonville every month or so for a while, and it's just like, I just need to bring my BMX bike. So actually the last time I was there last year, me and my wife, we took BMX bikes down, and me and my wife took mountain bikes down, and I brought my BMX bike in hopes to get this done. Hit play again. In hopes to get this done, and they had just redone the landing. So the landing is proper dirt jump packed. So very hard, landing, not soft, not ruddy, not rocks. So really it was the perfect time to do it. So here, we've already done it here. So I'm gonna show this clip multiple times. Lots of run-ups to the actual tail whip, I guess I should say. We got tons of noise in the background. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be cut up all nice and neat. Hopefully, hear that? Boom. No regard to somebody filming in their backyard. But anyways, this was a little bit of a stressful deal. Just even jumping down it was a little bit nerve-wracking. Jumped down it, did an X-up down it. I probably jumped it 7-8 times, and then it was just time to pull the trigger. Off to the side on the path, I was just doing a couple hop whips, just kind of like getting a bunny hop whip feeling, and I was just like, yep, it's time to do it. And unfortunately, the level of, I don't know, how scary this was. This was I don't want to say do or die situation, but this is something that you do not want to fall on. I believe this is a 8 to 12 foot drop, and it's probably 20 feet length to get to it, something like that. So by the time you're in the landing, you are moving fast, and landing is steep and long. So this was something that I really didn't want to slip a pedal. You couldn't kick the whip and not catch it. So that was really running through my mind of, it has to be done. It's a big whip, and it's one that I'm pretty dang stoked to have gotten it done. So moving on. Next, this is actually my first BMX contest in over a decade. I believe the last one I rode was 2013 in Ramp Riders in St. Louis. Ramp Riders in St. Louis, the Buck Nutty contest, if anybody still remembers those. And what I remember from the Buck Nutty contest is I didn't even make finals, but I did win best trick 2013 with a 360 triple tail whip on the box jump. It's kind of crazy to think that I was once at a level to do a 360 triple whip. I'll try to find that clip to just pop that in here right now. If not, just use your imagination. But moving on to Blocktoberfest in Dubuque, Iowa. And these are actually ramps that I've ridden prior to this. These are old show ramps for the division stunt team out of Milwaukee. Micah Kranz owns these, and so it's pretty cool to just ride these ramps again, and in a somewhat contest setting. This was jam format, so this was not a 60-second give it your all. So let's just run through a few clips here. Big 360 invert on the box jump. Pretty stoked on that, you know. No, beep, 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 beep. I'm gonna cut a lot of this out, probably some fluff here. What do we got here? Yep, it's tail tap. You know, nothing too wild, just in a run. And I'm just moving around. Yeah, I'm doing flares and falling. You know, I hadn't done a flare yet, so I'm just trying to huck flares on a box jump lip. It doesn't work very well when you haven't done a flare for a long time. Here, pretty big on the quarter. Oh, this is first 3 double whip in, I don't know, 10 years. I did slip a pebble, but hey, not doing one for 10 years. I don't care. Contest setting, got stoked, just decided to pop one off. Little 360 transfer from the box, or from the spine to the box. Oh, little tabletop on the 9-foot. Bar trim, the turn bar. Getting hot and heavy, bars from the turn bar. Then we got a wall ride to tail whip attempt. Tail whip did not go so well. Front tire kind of bounced out on me a little bit and, you know, dug my face into the ground. But we got up, and the very next run, got up and did a 3-whip tap on a street spine. That's one that I'm super stoked on, a trick that I can do, that I've been doing a long time, but this one in particular, just going a little too fast, and mid-whip, I could tell that I'm probably not gonna land on the deck. And I was anticipating, you know, landing on the edge, sliding down, jumping off. It was a 3-whip to, I don't know if you want to call it a foo-fanoo, but right on the edge of the coping is just like pretty much a miracle that I was able to hold on. Just pretty stoked on that, you know, like looking back, I'm like, holy crap, that's just, it's pure luck. Moving on in the year, I felt that since I've been riding a lot. I had the same bicycle for quite some time. The frame I was riding was a custom built standard that Rick made me, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. You know, I'm trying to think, I think it was 2017 is the year that bike was built. Decided to build a full new bike, and that's something I've never had. In my all years of riding, I've never had a 100% brand new BMX bike. So I had a couple clips or photos of, you know, the new bike. Rick basically, he just copied my frame that I already had, so the geometry is all the same. It does have a pretty sweet cable routing for the brakes through the seat tube that I've been doing for, you know, years past. This frame, it looks very nice. Standard absolutely killed it on this frame between the cable routing, which is not easy, and then the color. You know, just kind of told Rick what I wanted for color, and the color came out amazing. So just beyond stoked to have a brand new bicycle this year. And, you know, a new bike makes you feel dang good. So, you know, these next few clips are pretty soon after the new bike. So, you know, we're getting closer to present time. I've only had this bike a few months. And these clips are at Jared Glasgow's house, or better known as Murder Bike. Been friends with this dude for a long time. Always a pleasure to ride with him. Not even ride, hang out with the dude. He's, you know, probably one of my favorite dudes in the Midwest. So anytime I can ride this ramp and hang out with him and Keith up there, it's just, you know, it's never not a fun time. So, you know, instead of like talking through these next clips, I'm just gonna play them and just enjoy it, and maybe I'll touch on them right after this. So those few clips at Jared's ramp, which is a very smooth ramp. You'll appreciate that, Jared. Actually, the ramp is absolutely amazing, especially for being, you know, low ceilings in a, you know, I don't want to say it's a garage. It's more than just a garage. It's a pretty awesome building setup that he's got. But it's a perfect ramp to do just all your tech stuff. It's, you know, it's not a ramp you're going to be, you know, airing 6 foot out of, but it's a 4-foot mini ramp with great transitions and plenty of room on the deck, and just to get tech. So hope you enjoyed those clips, and we're going to move on. All right, these are going to be the last 2 BMX clips, and we have a Washington, Iowa clip. It's another skate park that's been there a very, very long time. This was pretty recently. Foot jam tail whip and a flare on the 6-foot quarter. You know, nothing too wild. Just, you know, stuff I'm just stoked on. You know, it's not necessarily the hardest thing I've done through the year. But moving on to this last BMX clip. This one I've been wanting to, you know, redo an old clip from a long time ago. So the first clip, or the first part of this clip, will be this 2024 tuck no hander on the 9-foot, straight double whip on the box, and then at the end it's going to flash you back to 2007 at what we used to have called Burley Jams. Bobby Parker set these up. These were always his deal. They were probably the most fun contest jams just ever, really. You know, people come from all over the place. The clip from 2007, going a whole lot higher on the 9-foot, doing the tuck no hander. This is when I was riding, you know, 10 hours a day at the time, living at Woodward Camp. Everything was just dialed. So being able to recreate this clip so many years later makes me feel pretty happy, just for the fact that these are, you know, 2 things that they're pretty hard. You know, a tuck no hander on a 9-foot, probably, you know, 6-7 foot out, and a straight double whip on a box jump. Not anything to shake your finger at. Let's move on to the current day past BMX. So 2 weeks ago, well, actually 16 days ago, me and my wife's lives changed forever. In probably about the most positive way you can change other than getting married, which was, you know, prior to this was probably the best day of my life. I found a woman that is amazing in every single way. You know, somebody that I enjoy spending time with, somebody that supports the bike riding, goes to the skate park with me all the time, films stuff for me all the time. On 5/21 of 2024, our sons were born. You know, we got twin boys, not identical, like I said earlier in the video, thank goodness. But we got Weston Wade and Elijah John. You know, Elijah's middle name is my first name, and Weston's middle name is my wife's maiden name. So, but they are simply amazing. I mean, other than the sleep situation so far, they are really my pride and joy, our pride and joy. So, you know, I hope you enjoyed these just clips of these little dudes. Most of the clips are at the hospital. You know, we spent some time at the hospital. You know, Weston was a little dude, but both of them were born extremely healthy. You know, we did spend a week there, but it was a week of prep. When you get home, you don't got any more help. So it's been a learning curve. It's been an experience nonetheless. And to say the least about, you know, and to say one thing about this whole, you know, having kids experience, my wife is an absolute boss. You know, just being there for the delivery, that is something that I never thought I would experience. For a long time, I didn't think I was having kids until I met Janelle, and watching a birth is something that, you know, will stick with me. It will stick with me forever, because seeing my wife, you know, be, I don't know, that strong. I mean, it's hard to explain if you haven't been there, if you haven't witnessed something like that. But regardless, you know, Janelle, you're awesome. Thanks for giving me 2 amazing little shithead kids that I love so dang much, you know. And I keep telling her, and I tell anybody, you know, people say you don't have a favorite kid. If you have multiple kids, you don't have a favorite. Nobody has a favorite. I'll tell you what, the one that I'm holding at any particular time, that's my favorite. I can set him down, pick up the other one, he's my favorite. So that just means they're both your favorite, or both my favorite, I guess I should say. But I hope you guys have made it all the way through this video. Just kind of, this is just stuff that I'm proud of through the year, and you know, mostly proud of having kids and becoming a parent. You know, at this point forward, I plan on to keep riding as much as I possibly can, but more importantly, being the best dad that I can be. You know, as well as the best husband that I've been trying to be for the last couple of years. You know, so, but as anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed this. You know, if you made it this far, you're awesome. And you know what? If you made it this far, comment you made it to the end. That would mean a lot to me. So this is probably going to be, I don't know, 20-minute long video. It's a long one, but regardless, thank you everybody for watching. And I'm going to say, even though I haven't been riding this video, but I showed you clips. Ride bikes, have fun. Peace, everybody.